Vashayas ARPed from my sound demos. These are my Ether C flows. Mine. But these are the pads from these, which are the Massdrop Ether CXs. Now, when these came into my life, they were $1,800. And since then, the price has dropped to around $1,600. And they've become the 1.1 version with different tuning. And I can tell that they're an older set, because here are the Massdrop versions. $900, right? $900. Fucking cheap pocket change. You know, you just come home every day from work, throw your change into a bin, and in 5 years, you could afford a pair. Now, the question I'm going to answer is, are these as good as those? Because they used to make the Ether Cs, and they immediately came up with the flows, tuning, and with everything else going on. So these are not a low rent. These are like the old school, but updated. And you could see just by looking behind the pads here. Let me magically dump those off. My Ether C flows have this permanently attached. Oh God, where is it? There's the driver, and on top of the driver is a very thick piece of felt, and then a very thick piece of foam, permanently, no adjustability. Whereas the new, this is the Massdrop version, there's just a very thin piece of felt over it, and it's designed like that so that you can tune it to your liking. Whereas my set came, here's what you get, you're done. This new set, you get all the options. We've got, let me think. So there's 2 white pads, which there's a piece of paper that comes that explains things. Then there's 2 black pads, a very soft, thin foam, which comes pre-installed. Then a very heavy, rough foam, felt that doesn't. And then there's 2 white ones with different notches on the top. And the one with 2 notches is more bass, like the most bass. And there's a little bit more bass. And all of this is to make them sound however you like. And so I've been sitting here now, figuring out what I like. And then I decided, here are my Ether, right, here are mine. And I took the stock pads off these a while ago, and I went with like the Brainwaves XL sheepskin, because they're just somehow more comfortable than stock pads on Ethers. And then eventually when these came out, these are the these are the micro suedes, which are kind of like the closest you can get to vegan pads. And they're just big, round, soft memory foam, and I use these in my Ether Cs and Ether C flows. I should have to finish the thing now. And I decided for this review, before I sit down and actually tell you what I'm thinking, I will take the stock pads off the CXs and put them on my C flows, because I want to completely fair. We're using the output on my 789 Twins. They're both being powered by the same DAC. Everything's the same, both balanced cables. These are the earth sign cables. This is the stock cable. I want to point out that, yeah, it's a $900 headphone, but it actually, like, it comes in like the plainest box. Look at the plainness of the box, right? But smart, probably the best system I've seen for wiring, comes with balanced cable. Comes with a balanced cable. I'm sure it's not a dumb cable or the, what was the other cable? I forget the name of the other cable that Mr. Speakers came out with. These reviews are on the fly. You can't ask me to learn things. I like this cable. It's got a couple like bends and janks in it because I haven't been using the stock cable because I didn't want to have it lying around my apartment. But okay, so Zeos, they only gave you this, but then they give you an adapter. So you get the balance cable, you get the adapter for 1/4 inch. But ho, that unscrews. Now you've got 3.5 millimeter. That's everything you need. I could plug to any one of the 3 outputs on the 789. When you use 3.5 millimeter, here you go. Put the adapter back on. Now it's 1/4 inch. You want to take this off entirely? Then you get your balance. So that's probably the best way I've seen to provide that. Because usually it's like multiple cables, and it's like you don't need, if you need to downgrade from balance to 1/4 inch, here's an adapter. The end. So bravo with that. Here's the bag it comes with. Actually really, again, it's been out for like 20 minutes because of this review, and Chewbacca walked past once, and it's just, she's going to be on it. Mr. Speaker's branded. It's a nice bag. I like this bag. I like your bags. I like your bag. It's very nice. I like your bag. Back to the tuning and the listening experience. Because I had been comparing it to my Ether C flows with the pads I had chosen, which were the big brainwaves. And one of the reasons these are so fucking good is because of the stock pads, which are, look at how thin they are. That is abysmally small for something like an Ether. But they fit so well. They fit I mean, it's a square hole. Everyone's ears are square. Rika, your ears are square? Yeah, they totally, actually, her ears are really pronounced in that drawing. Wallpaper available in the description. But this allows, there's plenty of room in here. The hole is open. You could just go in here, you plop in what you want to tune with. Try that. Put it back on. This covers the driver. They've exposed more driver for you to play with. Mine are locked away. Mine already have this and this on it, which is why that's the combination I think I like on these. Because to my ears, using the stock pads, the combination I prefer is the one that gives you the most bass, which is the double notch white. And then I just decided, okay, let me just try to quell those highs a little bit more with this foam, and it's perfect. That's what I would consider the run for these. I was considering like, oh, I should go through my pad bin again and just see what pads work best. And I don't think you're gonna ever get what these are for. I should probably go into like sound, how they sound without just being a dick. I know it's a weird sensation. We'll get over it together. Close back, over 500. T5Ps or these. It's Massdrop fucking with the whole system again. They just fucked with the whole system. This already has that tuning, and I'm not going to try to put them back on because it is actually a nice rim. I'll explain some of the build differences between the two first. So $1,800. The headband here has a pivot on it. See the pivot? So they could twist like that. And then the slider here has a stop there, right? So that it can't go up past it. This new one, no pivot. Actually, the headphones come default with a little kink back in them, which works to their favor because it's a flat pad. But when you put on an angled pad, like something like this, you always put the fat part to the back. So instead of doing that, they just tilt the thing to match it. Actually, prefer the fit of these to my Ether C flows because they lack that hinge adjustment. I actually prefer it. It just goes on my head and it's fine. And there's still, like, it's not like other headphones that I've complained a lot about headphones that don't do this and they don't fit right on your head. But these just look, they just gently rotate. There's no need to have that hinge added on. It simplifies things and it makes it actually a little bit lighter. And it's like, I like that a lot. The headband doesn't have the stops either, so it can go. I've had it where I've put it on and then adjusted it and pulled it off and had it been way up here, and I've got to like yank it down back to reality. Also, there's a I don't know if this is important, but there's a takeout screw there and there to remove the actual, or to seat the actual plug, where on mine it is not existing. So these are mounted from the inside. You could tell the difference, by the way, between the two from the carbon fiber. Tighter weave on the C flows than there were on the ethers, on the non-flow. Also, I think I don't know if this is just because of the different weave or it's designed in that way, but it's a little bit cloudy, the carbon fiber. Like you could see, actually one side's cloudier than the other. Wow, I just noticed that under the bright light. I haven't been staring at them. This side looks fine. This side and this have the same matching, like, thing. But as soon as you flip this sucker around, it's like a cloudier, clear coat. Doesn't affect the sound. So, I mean, deal with it. Deal with it! Alright, back to actual listening experience. And you'll excuse me for not putting the pads on properly for the rest of this test, because unless I stop the camera and then I lose my flow, get it? It's an ether joke. It's a headphone joke. Get with it, people. He's actually doing an amazingly good job of just doing that and having them stay in place. So, headphone adjust on my head. They are... How the fuck are they so comfortable with such a thin-ass pad and no bend? Is Did I forget to put this back in? Yeah, I'm gonna have a bad time. Zeus is gonna have a bad time. Okay. My preferred... If you take out all... Your options are to literally take out all the dampening and just run raw pads, which would be bad in that the treble comes at you. The treble monster, he comes for you at night, and he hurts you bad. But if you really want what I would consider my favorite sound out of these, you got to add the dampening, you got to bring up the bass, and you got to quell the highs a little bit. That means I'm double dampening, and then you can do... Oh! Alright, this is 9 Inch Nails Echoplex. And it's a kick drum. It's a straight up... And that kick drum is kicking. You know, you can't think about these headphones and say, oh, they're a cheap version of the ether. They're just a knockoff cheap version. They're still $900. 9. That's that many. And they perform like they're $900 headphones. Possibly more if you consider that this is like the benchmark that was 18, now 16. It's one of those situations where I hope Mr. Speakers hasn't screwed the pooch and now everyone's just going to buy these for cheaper, although I'm pretty sure there's still a pretty nice profit margin on a $900 set, because these are, with the pads, once I actually sat down and used the same pads on each, they're fucking close. They're close. I think if I had to say mine are better, which I'd love to say loudly, I would probably go into the fact that it's like, reverse those wires. I was trying something weird. No, I'm untrying something weird. I can't even fault them on like detail. Like, oh, well, mine have better detail retrieval because they're the obvious thing. But they don't have better detail. These might want to tell you they have better soundstage, just a slight bit. But I always considered like ethers and anything closed back Mr. Speakers, the Alpha Dogs, what those things were. Remember the old Alpha, the old red cupped ones? Those were taking the T50s and doing remarkable things with that driver and giving them soundstage and then bass that I don't even know how you got out of a thing that big. So now that we're on his proprietary driver and his driver, things haven't stayed in that sort of realm of, oh, it needs to be wide and bassy. They've been much more accurate. These are Accuracy International headphones. I think that's a shooting company, right? It's a gun company? It doesn't matter. I absolutely think if you have something like... I know people in my Patreon chat are like ADX 5000s. Those are accurate, neutral... I don't want to say plain Jane. They're $2,000. But those are accurate, neutral, revealing headphones. And if you have a lust for that and want closed, the T5P are not that. T5P are basically V-shaped. These, with the tuning you select, if you don't want what I like, which is a little bit more warmth and a little bit less highs, can do that for you. These can be the razor's edge of detail retrieval. And I'm finding it hard to find a flaw because the build has no flaws. The headbands are slightly different. Ooh, this one's not as black as this one. Why so much on these? Why did I spend? I mean, I know it's been years. I've had these for like 2.5, 3 years now. But still, it's like $900 gets you pretty fucking close, to the point where I'm having a hard time describing the difference. Now, I should probably describe the difference between these and normal pedestrian headphones. So, you put them on. They're light, they're comfortable, they seal. I can still hear, but it's not like that seashell effect where it's so closed off that you get like that whoosh, you hear your own brain. They're so pleasant too. When a pleasant song comes on, especially with the tuning I've chosen. This is King Chris Toma, Hard Time Killin' Floor Blues, from the old Brother or Art House soundtrack. And it's just, could sleep in these. Could sleep in these headphones right now. And then I put on Muse Exopolitics, and I could jam in these headphones. Next, I know they're playing out of that, so I don't want to have it like kick me off of YouTube. God, these, I may have to buy these pads. Here's the thing, I went to Mr. Speaker's site. And I brought up the C-Flow 1.1, $1,600. By the way, the black background, I love it on a website, but you have black backgrounds behind your items and I can't see anything. It's like the hardest thing I've ever had to look at. So it's $1,600. And then, since I was doing pad swapping, just to sort of see if I could, there's no improving the sound. You could improve the sound stage. In fact, I'm probably going to take mine and put these Taconi perforated for the Audizies on there, which is going to be a pain in the ass because they have adhesive on the back and I have to make that not happen. Because with no tuning abilities on mine, these gave the best rendition of how I like the way. That's the fucking point of this review. I liked the way these sound so much, I'm going to try to make my Ether C-Flow sound like them. Without the tuning pads, though, it's going to be more like just changing actual pads. I might put back the stocks. I might put back the stocks and put some foam behind it. Or I'm just going to try to get these massive... Because I kind of like my soundstage. I'm like a soundstage whore a little bit. Just a little bit of a whore soundstage. And granted, the things I use my headphones for don't really need soundstage, but I kind of like it. So, if you're looking for massively wide soundstage, neither one of these will do that by default. They give you incredible imaging. Like, just pinpoint from here to here, everything is perfect, and then it goes beyond it. Just enough. Just enough to keep you interested in it. But I might tweak mine a bit. You can't get better praise than that to say that the headphones that I pick off my wall to say are my reference headphone need to be tweaked now that I've heard these. So anyway, what I was going to say is, the Ether 2, which I reviewed, there are 2 separate pads available. The 2 pads that came with that headphone are available for $80 if you wanted to try different pads on these. I believe they'll just slide right on. I don't know what they'll do. I don't have a set here to play with. And there's no reviews on them either, so no one has bought them and tried this. All earpad sales are final. They don't want your skanky earpads back. And that's for, ironically, these Daconis, these giant ones, which I can't recommend you buy them to put on your ethers because there literally is attached, just, that's glue. That's glue, and I'm going to have to figure out a way to put these on mine without getting the glue over it, are also $80. And a Massdrop right now, there's 18 hours left to this drop, but it's one of those one-day sale drops. It'll be back around by the time this video goes public. They're fucking good. They're fucking good. They're $900, which should make me excited because they're half the price that these were when they were new. And they're damn close. But they're still $900. People watching this, if you're actually able to afford these and considering them, tell me in the comments. Tell me what else you're considering. Because I'll review that. Because it's tough to find. I hate how that's just... I can't believe I didn't notice that before now. It's hard to find. Like, I could list open back headphones, You want wide soundstage? You want accurate? You want this? You want more bass? You want no bass? I could just list them. I got clips and fucking ZMFs and ZMFs and monoprice, and you can go all the way up there, and you get Fostex and advanced alphas. The advanced alphas, by the way, are they're fixing the headband and they're kickstarting it to try to make a bunch of them. Closed back quality is a small barrel. It's a little tiny barrel. T5Ps, those ATH A2000Zs were closed back. Those like $500. The Odyssey closed backs. I did not like the LCD-XCs. Hopefully I'll get to hear the LCD-2Cs. Maybe those will be good. However, they'll still weigh twice as much as this because carbon fiber and lightness. And frankly, I don't think they're going to be as comfortable even with those massive pads because he's got the goddamn comfort on lock. It's just perfect comfort. There's the tuning holes up here, the breathe holes. God damn it. I really love these headphones. I really love these headphones, and I'm having a hard time telling you because mine now shine a little less brightly, and I'm going to try to make mine sound more like these. I hope the sound demo doesn't screw up, because here's the deal. My sound demo recording rig has beautiful Neumann microphones in it, but they get freaked out by magnetism. I think these have a little less magnetism problems than, say, those giant Meze Empyreans. So you should get a decent sound demo out of it. But again, sound demos are just there so you can do a couple comparisons. If you're actually going to spend $900 on a headphone, listen to this. Listen to my voice here more than you listen to that. Right? The weight goes way up on what I'm saying. These are a nearly perfect closed-back headphone for someone who is okay not having incredible amounts of soundstage. TH900s, incredible amounts of soundstage, incredible amounts of bass. Absolutely a joy to listen to. Would not call them a reference headphone. The blue ones, those were closer, but they're also like limited to 100 pairs. So this is a much more, this is even cheaper than those by like a lot. How? If you put me in a room with TH900 Sapphires and these, I'm probably going to enjoy the TH900 Sapphires. But then every once in a while, I'm going to be like, oh, I actually have to do this. I have to listen to this song. Like, really listen to it. Really, really pay attention. And then I'm putting these on. So that's basically what it comes down to. Bravo, Mr. Speakers. You have somehow lowered the price significantly and managed to keep the quality. I'm tempted. I'm almost tempted to say that they're not better. They're not better than mine because I said so. Well, why, Zeos? Shut up. Wallpaper in the description. Sound demo in the description. Links to these. I will link to the pads I'm going to try to put on because if I can get them on and they sound like these do but with more soundstage, that's like my perfect entity. The fact that these made me want to change my babies is reason enough for you to consider them. And that's it. Check out the Patreon, which these will not be. And although a patron did buy these, have them sent to me, and he lives in Poland, and I'm going to forward them to Poland. So that's fun, isn't it? I've got your headphones, Mr. Polish man. I've got your headphones. So thank you for that. Patrons get to contact me directly. $5 tier, you message me on Patreon. $10 tier, there's a private Telegram chat, which has grown to over 160 members now. Which, thank you very much. You guys are the best. I had to say that. They pay me to say that. They're holding a gun to my head. You get to see these reviews early, probably a week early, and you get to come into yard sales, which if I'm selling anything, $10, well, no. $5 months gets you to that 1st to the 10th of every month, and you want a pair of speakers for half price, pay $5, find out if you can win it. That's it. I'm done. I can't lose any of these now. These are very important. And I'm going to pack this up, and now it's going to Poland. I'm not going to Poland. Those are going to Poland. And I'll see you all tomorrow for the sound demo, and then after that, another review. Peace.